Hello, hello. Welcome to Sparkle.Sanctuary. Today's video is a post review of this kit. This is Yumeko by Margaret Morales through Diamond Shop. Diamond Shop is no longer a company that is available, but I do know some people have destashed kits like this. And then I also think it's possible that the company she is licensed through right now could possibly release this. And I kind of wanted to show the difference between that one and this one. So I did. Today is July 28th, and I finished this on the 25th. So today is Monday, and I finished it on Friday night. I'm really late while talking to a friend. And so, yeah, I thought I would share my thoughts and information in case you have any questions. So really fast, I will say, this kit came with 36 colors, and one of the things they recommended was let me get it in frame, these ABs. I did not utilize them because I opted for the special recommendations that they had. So I will post some images in here really fast. They had these 3 special diamonds that they recommended purchasing from their packs. It was more expensive than I was willing to spend on the small amount that you get in those. So I went ahead and went on DP with Sparklers and purchased something that was similar in comparison. So here are the sparklers that I ended up getting. So this is a 327 crystal. This is a really, really, really dark purple, and that is sprinkled in the branches, the darkest branches here and here along the top. And then these 2 colors, this is fairy dust, and it's kind of a pink color. And then this one is their Sparklers Original, and this is just, I don't even know how to explain. It's a rainbow beautifulness. The silver is on the back, and then all that rainbow color is on top. But there's a much more pink of this pink color, this fairy dust, and it is just sprinkled in all of the flowers you can see the big flowers that are on here. And then this one is sprinkled like just slightly in the middle of a lot of these. So there's some there and there's some here. So anyway, I wanted to show you that some of these diamonds were really great. Some of these colors were great. Other ones were a little bit trashy, but honestly, I didn't find anything that I couldn't utilize. I had plenty of leftovers of every color. I didn't have any problems with that. So if you do get one of these kits, you may not have to, especially if you order online, you may not have to worry that you'll run out of diamonds to use. So yeah, there's that. Oh, that was loud. Sorry about that. So I will just kind of show you. I'll go ahead and scroll from the top and show you so you can see some of the sparkles in there. I feel like the purples that I added, the purplish colors that I added into these darker branches don't actually show. So I don't know that that's necessarily worth that extra, but when in certain lights, these sparkles really glitter, and they are very, very pretty. So kind of show you. So she's got her hair, and I wish these little colors here weren't quite so faded in blue, since that's part of her hair. I know it's like a little bit shadowed, but I feel like there's some rendering coloring that's off here. And then she's wearing a kimono. And as you can see, this sleeve kind of almost blends into the bodice of her kimono. So I wish also that these had been maybe slightly lighter colors to show further distance or something to really go against the contrast of her body here. But I think that the flowers inside of it actually look pretty interesting. And yeah, overall, it's a very pretty picture. So I would say that this is a very confetti-heavy image. Took me a long time to work her through, just because like every section, aside from right here where there's this block of coloring, a majority of it was like this, where it's like one color then the next, or 2 colors and then the next, or like this, where there's just, there's so many colors here inside of her kimono. And all of the flowers are like that as well. I'll bring that up. You can see there's just a lot of colors, and it took a long time to get through. I also want to say that as I was moving this canvas around and working on new sections, I noticed that some of the diamonds would pop off a little bit. And I don't think it was because the diamonds were too close together. I think part of it is that, and then part of it is the glue. This is a very I wouldn't say snug grid, but they are definitely lined up. And so if you are folding it in a way that doesn't, that kind of goes against it. Like if you were to fold it inward, it would put pressure on the diamonds and they would pop a little bit. So that's something else to keep in mind if you do go searching for this image online. So I'll just kind of turn this sideways to show you the full image. So there she is in all of her beautiful glory. I do love this. It is one of my favorite images that Margaret Morales did. Again, I am very curious what that other company does end up doing with the rendering. I think this rendering is fine, but I would like to see what they end up doing with it to see if it's a little bit of a softer, or maybe even the color palette through here isn't quite as peachy and maybe a little bit more pink, or just the shading through here specifically. I think that that company is very detailed, and I think that these will be less soft in the rendering, and so that may lend to making it a little bit stand out a little bit better and make it more beautiful. Or it may just be a little too much for the amount of watercolor that is going on in this image. I think the everything else about Diamond Shop at the time that I purchased this was in good quality, so I don't have any complaints. It was an expensive canvas, and I I wish the rendering was just a little bit more sharp, but they did computer rendering, and I don't think they did any hand rendering. So I mean, that's, pretty par for the course. So yeah, the back of these canvases are nice and soft. They're not like thick flocking, so you don't expect them, like they're not fluffy like some of the other canvases, but they are really soft. And I've not had any problems. Like, they're malleable, just have to be careful that the diamonds don't pop off while you're moving it around, if that makes sense. It could also be that the glue is a little bit less sticky. I have considered potentially going ahead and, like sealing this image, but to be honest, I'm just going to be keeping the picture in a case underneath my bed and won't be messing with it much, so it may not need it. There was a couple issues that I had with symbols, and so there were a couple times that I would mix up colors. Specifically, I'm trying to remember in the kit what ones those were. Let's see if I can open this up and see them. So I and J are very similar. Those were similar colors, and the symbol looks similar on the actual canvas itself. The lowercase b, I remember having issue with that and something else, but I'm trying to remember if it was F or O. And O and Q definitely looked exactly like, they're so similar, and the symbols were very similar. So I did have a few problems. O is B and P, I think. But anyway, so there was some of that. So if you end up purchasing this, or if you have it in your stash, I recommend using not just a light pad, but a good overhead light as well, just to kind of make sure that you can see everything well. This letter G was very faded out on the canvas, but it was the only one that was really like, almost like the white letter G on the darker background was like completely blended out into it. And so that was the only one that I really struggled with that. S and Z, these two colors. And then if you look at these symbols, like, I don't know, insanely similar. Those were my other ones. That was the one I had the hardest trouble with. So anyway, that is all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed this post review. It's really short, really simple, really sweet, but I didn't want to spend too much of your time reviewing this canvas, knowing that it's no longer an option to purchase, but I just wanted to share something simple in case somebody has this in their stash and they're not sure if they want to work on it, or if they wanted to purchase this online. I just wanted to show it does turn out to be a beautiful image. I got her done in, I think it was less than 3 weeks. So it took me longer than a normal round diamond canvas would take me, but honestly, like, it wasn't bad. And if you like confetti, this is definitely a kind of kit for you. And so, yeah, anyway, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in my next video. Remember, a Sparkle Sanctuary is wherever you go to take care of your mental health. Please make sure you take time to take care of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.